Good morning, Last City! Stanley here with you, and the Traveler brings us the final good word of our God King overlords before Lightfall breaks the servers and Telesto bugs run rampant. New content finally arrives, more enemies to turn into exotic guns, and Megamind is about to get the Oryx treatment. Guardians will kill you, your dog, your brother, your sisters, your mom, your dad, your cousins, and literally anyone you have come into contact with. Even themselves if they have to. We are horny-ass loot goblins, and all it takes for us to commit horrific acts of genocide is for Zavala to tell us there's a new exotic involved, or that Eris can turn your ass into one. But before all that happens, it's time for the TWAB. Alongside Lightfall, Crucible changes come. In Season 20, placements in comp change. Guardians can now place in plat after their initial placement matches if they were Adept or Ascendant in the previous season. Granted, there's still no reason to play comp. There will also be modes and map weighing. Bungie understands that not everyone enjoys Rift and Showdown, as a result they will reduce how often these modes appear in comp. They have also adjusted which maps are used for Showdown to avoid maps that don't play well in the game mode. Javelin 4, Endless Veil, and Altar of Flame have an increased appearance rate as well. In comparison, Disjunction and Cathedral of Ducks have been removed from the comp rotation. Meanwhile, those interested in gilding their glorious title in Season 20 can do so upon reaching Adept alongside the other required Crucible triumphs. Now, if only gilded titles offered more than a tiny symbol and a different colored font. This next Crucible change extends beyond comp and into trials. Bungie will introduce the not swap modifier to comp and trials. A moment of silence for Guardians who seek to optimize their neutral and super game by swapping to a different set of armor once their super is available. In activities with not swap, Guardians who change exotic armor during the match lose all ability energy, similar to a subclass swap. Bungie will monitor the change, but has no current plans to add it to Gambit or other Crucible playlists. They also do not plan on introducing not swap into any PvE modes. Moving on from the Crucible, we have seasonal artifact changes. In Lightfall, artifact mods are now artifact perks. This means Guardians no longer have to slot them into armor pieces. Once you unlock the artifact perk, it automatically applies to your Guardian. This sounds like a balancing nightmare, but that's future Bungie's problem. 12 perks are unlockable per character, and you can reset the artifact at 0 cost any number of times. Anti-champion weapons featured on the artifact can also be overcharged in higher difficulty activities. To accommodate these changes, Artifice Armor will now have a unique mod slot that grants 3 additional points to a character stat of your choice. This change is retroactive to all Artifice Armor. In Lightfall, there will also be new methods to defeat champions. Champions can be countered by exotics with intrinsic anti-champ perks, the anti-champion artifact perks, and via subclass status buffs. For example, Radiant, Volatile, and Unraveling rounds will grant Anti-Barrier, Jolt, Suppression, and Slow grant Overload rounds, Ignite, Blind, Shatter, and Suspend will grant Unstoppable rounds. These changes, beyond gear flexibility, also makes perks such as Chill Clip very useful, as their Slow effect grants Overload, and their Shatter on the second hit will stun Unstoppables. Good job, Bungie. The last gameplay change we'll cover is how the Legendary campaign will work in Lightfall. Legendary difficulty now scales inbound damage, damage required to stagger enemies, enemy HP, and the revives available based upon fireteam size. Let the PvE impaired suffering begin. Before we leave, there is a final tidbit the Traveler wishes to convey. This weekend, from February 23rd to the 26th, content included with the standard edition of Witch Queen will be available for free. For Xbox players, visit the Witch Queen store page to claim access, while everyone else needs simply log in. All loot acquired during this time period will be theirs to keep. With that, it's everything the Traveler wishes to divulge to us this Thursday. From all of us at Tower News, have yourselves a fantastic weekend and see you in Lightfall.